Most men look for signs in what a woman says, but the truth lies in what she does, especially when she doesn't realize she's doing it. You see, female submission isn't declared. It's revealed through subtle, instinctive behaviors. Hidden beneath confidence, independence, and even resistance, there are small cracks, signs she's unconsciously letting go of control. A woman won't say, "I want you to lead me," but she'll act in ways that beg for your direction, not out of weakness, but because feminine energy, at its core, longs for the calm certainty of a man who knows who he is. And when that energy shows up, it doesn't ask for permission. This isn't about dominance, it's about presence. It's about the way your grounded masculinity pulls her into a space where she can stop performing, stop proving, and simply be. But only if you know how to recognize the signs. You'll notice it first in the way she mirrors your stillness. At first, she may talk fast, lead the rhythm, fill every silence. But the moment she begins to feel safe in your presence, her energy shifts. She slows down. Her voice softens. Her movements lose urgency. She's no longer trying to control the frame because she feels yours. She may not understand it herself. To her, it's subtle, natural. But to a man who sees clearly, it's one of the first signs. When a woman relaxes into your energy, it means her walls are quietly coming down. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it through calm, unwavering presence. She'll begin asking your opinion more, not in a polite, superficial way. She'll genuinely want to know what you think about her choices, her feelings, her direction. And that isn't about conversation. It's instinct. She's testing your compass. She's looking for a man who's rooted so she can finally stop drifting. You'll start to notice how she positions herself around you, not just physically, though that matters, but energetically. She lingers. She stays close without a reason. She doesn't rush to leave, even when the conversation is over. It's not always about attraction, it's about trust. A woman will only soften into her feminine when she senses something in you that doesn't need her approval. Your stillness, your lack of rush, your refusal to chase. It tells her, this man cannot be moved. And that, more than charm, looks, or words, is what makes her lean in. Not because you asked, but because her nervous system recognizes your steadiness as safety. And safety is the first step to surrender, even when she doesn't know it's happening. If you value calm strength over noise, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. This is where men like you sharpen their edge. Then comes the shift in her independence. Not that she loses it, but she starts choosing interdependence. She'll say things like, "What do you think I should do? Should I wait for you? Would you like me to?" She's no longer just informing you. She's inviting your leadership. And the more stoic you are, unbothered, unhurried, unshaken, the more she leans into that structure. Her feminine wants to orbit something strong, not controlling, but decisive. You'll see it in her willingness to follow your lead, even in small things. Where to sit, when to leave, how to spend time. It's not obedience, it's alignment. Her inner submission isn't about powerlessness, it's about wanting to trust a man's direction more than her own chaos. And she'll only do that if your energy proves it can hold her without collapsing. One of the most telling signs is how she begins to regulate through your presence. Her mood swings settle, her overthinking quiets, her need to do more fades when she's near you. You haven't said a word. You haven't fixed anything. You've simply held your ground. And that stillness, it works like gravity. Because a woman's nervous system is constantly reading your cues, not your words, your energy, your breath, your posture. When you don't flinch, when you're calm under pressure, She feels it in her body. She may not thank you for it. She may not even realize why she feels better, but something in her softens. And that softening is the beginning of devotion, not because she was convinced, but because she felt it. Pay attention to how she reacts when you go quiet. Does she fill the space with chatter? Does she rush to close the silence? Or does she start to feel the weight of your presence, even when you say nothing? This is a test most men fail. They feel the pause and panic. They fill it with noise, compliments, explanations. They perform. But the Stoic man doesn't chase approval with sound. He lets silence speak. And when you can sit still, totally rooted, totally detached, she begins to hear something louder than words. She starts watching you more, looking for your reactions, studying your rhythm, noticing what you notice. This is when admiration creeps in, because most men need to be seen, but a man who sees everything and still keeps his power, that man becomes unforgettable. Then comes the hesitation, not out of fear, but reverence. You'll notice her becoming more careful with her words, more intentional with her presence. She's no longer testing boundaries, she's respecting them. That's how you know her submission has shifted from instinct to choice. She's quiet not because she has nothing to say, but because she doesn't want to disturb the gravity you carry. That's rare, and she knows it. She'll wait longer for your replies. She'll dress differently when she sees you. She'll second-guess posting certain things just in case you're watching. She's now orbiting your frame, not because you demanded it, but because you anchored it so deeply that her chaos can't help but respect its calm. This is what most men never feel, not because it doesn't exist, but because they never became the man a woman would choose to surrender to. And when she does, only one thing remains. And finally, she starts deferring emotionally, not just following your lead in words, but grounding herself through your presence. When she's overwhelmed, she comes to you. When she's unsure, she waits for your calm. When she's emotional, she looks to your steadiness to reset her own. That's not love, that's reverence, because you didn't chase her, you didn't play her game, you didn't try to be what she wanted. You became what she didn't know she needed. A man who isn't moved by the world, but who moves through it with purpose. She won't admit she's submitting. She'll call it trust, respect, or just feeling safe around you. But you'll know what it really is. It's not control. It's not manipulation. It's the silent power of masculine stillness and how it draws her in without a word. This is the Stoic path. Remember, the loudest man gets attention, but the calmest man keeps it. Let me ask you, which of these 7 behaviors have you seen but misread as something else? Drop it in the comments. Your story might open another man's eyes.